There it is. We have our first blockbuster trade of the 2022 offseason. It is going to be Dejounte Murray, who was just an all-star this year, being traded from the San Antonio Spurs to the Atlanta Hawks. So what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? I'm just going to be giving you guys my thoughts, my reactions from this trade, what this could possibly set up down the line in a year from now, maybe just like in a week from now, we'll see. So usually every offseason, we have a major trade. Off the top of my head, I'm trying to remember, like 2019 was Anthony Davis, 2020 was kind of a blur and like a weird offseason, but that was the draft of LaMelo Ball. I don't remember if anybody big got traded that offseason. And last year, I mean, we had like the Kyle Lowry, the Lonzo Ball signing trades. Didn't we have a big one last year? I don't know. My memory is just not working right now. But, yeah, we have our first big one post-draft because we really didn't have any major trades on draft night that were, like, major trades. And before free agency. So free agency is tomorrow at 6 o'clock, so it's about 24 hours from now. And the Hawks pretty much did their move of the offseason. They send their 2023 first-round pick via Charlotte, which is originally what the Knicks got for pick, like, 23 or 1921. One of those picks back in or last year's draft, 2021. That pick ended up being Kai Jones. Hornets sent that to the Knicks. Knicks then sent that to, Atlanta for Cam Reddish. Now that pick is being sent to San Antonio. It has a lot of protections on it. I believe it's like top 16 protected, or it's like top 18 protected. Then it goes to top 17, then 16, then 15. So next time, like the Hornets are good, then the pick will go to San Antonio. The Spurs also get the 2025 and 2027 first-round picks from Atlanta, completely unprotected. I feel like we don't see that too often now, where picks down the line are being completely not even top 1, top 2, top 3 protected. And there's also a pick swap in 2026. So really, those are the 3 years where these picks will come in handy. 25, 26, 27. Nobody knows what those draft classes are looking like. We just got done with 2022. So that's at least in 3 years from now. Who knows? Trae Young might not be in Atlanta. Dejounte Murray could not be in Atlanta. Probably will be. One of them could get hurt that year. We have no idea what's even predict in those offseasons. So we'll talk about those picks in 3 years from now. As for Atlanta, they get an all-star point guard who I'm interested to see how he is next to Trae Young and Dejounte Murray, because they're both primary ball handling point guards. They like to have the ball in their hands. Dejounte Murray, not really an off-ball player, while Trae Young can be, because he's one of the best shooters in the league at the point guard position. So it makes me think that Murray will be the primary ball handler, and Trae Young will be bumped kind of to the shooting guard spot, even though Trae Young is kind of one of the best passing point guards in the league and averages or is up there in assists every year. So I'm intrigued to see how they're going to work together and how that spacing is on the floor, because you have those two. Murray, not the greatest three-point shooter. You'll have Clint Capella, not a three-point shooter. John Collins, we'll see how he can be. And DeAndre Hunter, who can be efficient from down the arc. That's probably what their starting five is going to look like. Probably Dejounte at the 1, Trae at the 2, or vice versa. Hunter at the 3, Collins at the 4, Capella at the 5. Now, I still think they could make another trade this offseason. I could see them move Clint Capella. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Clint Capella still gets traded to Minnesota because they want to give maybe the full keys or the full reins at the starting 5 position to Onyeka Okongwu, and they could probably find a suitable backup 5 behind Okongwu. So we'll see if Capella still gets moved, but maybe they're going all in right now. They were very disappointed with how they ended up last season, because 2 years ago, they made it to the conference finals. They lost to the Bucks in, what was it, like 6 games? The team that won it all. They beat Philly. They beat New York. They had a great playoff run. Last year, they made the playoffs as a playing tournament team, but they got gentlemen swept by the Miami Heat. So they're like, we need to make a win now. And honestly, I don't hate this trade for them. That Charlotte pick, whatever, give that up. You can act like Cam Reddish would be in this deal. We'll see where you are in 3 years from now. I mean, Murray will be in his prime. Collins will be probably in the beginning of his prime. Trae Young probably won't even hit his prime yet, given how young he is. You still have Okongwu and DeAndre Hunter. We'll see if they move on from Kevin Huerter. We'll see if Jalen Johnson plays more this year. Did they have the first? Yeah, they drafted A.J. Griffin, who I loved getting at 16. I thought he could have been a top 10 pick. So I really like the Hawks' future. Those 3 first, yeah. I mean, if they're going to be competing for finals in 3 years from now, those picks aren't going to matter to them. They're going to more than willingly give up picks 23, 25, 19, 28 if they can at least contend in a couple of those years, and they fit the same timeline. So I really like this trade a lot for Atlanta. Dejounte Murray is one of the best defensive guards in the league, especially at the point guard position. Trae Young, one of the worst defensive guards in the league. That is who you want next to Trae. You get him in Murray. Now you have some solid defenders, because Collins not the greatest defender. Trae, not a great defender, but now you got Murray, you got Capella, you got DeAndre Hunter in that starting 5 that could really get it done defensively. They also moved Gallinari in this trade. I should have mentioned that. It looks like the Spurs will buy him out and use most of their cap space. Well, I guess Gallo's making I think it's like 5 or something more mil than Murray. That might be wrong, but it's in that ballpark. and it looks like they might buy out Gallinari. So I still think they have a ton of cap. So love this for Atlanta. It's an immediate A for me. I will have my Dejounte Murray Hawks rebuild out on the main channel tomorrow. I plan on that being a John Wall Clippers rebuild, so that might get bumped to Friday. Maybe I upload that at like midnight tonight. Who knows? Because we just have so much going on here. So actually that won't be happening. And now for the Spurs side of things, what are we doing? Now this could be a classic case of this player might be at his highest value. You know what they say? You want to sell high, you want to buy low. This could be where they think Dejounte Murray's peak will be. He just peaked here in 2022. He could be around this for the rest of his career, but this is the best we'll see of Dejounte Murray. He is not worth a $30+ million contract that he would rightfully so demand, and that's why we're going to get 3 first-round picks, cap flexibility in this trade. We can now give the full keys. Well, they didn't even draft the point guard. They have Malachi Branham, Blake Wesley, none really projected to be a point guard. They drafted Jimmy Shohan, who's more of a front court guy, or at least a 3 or 4. They have Vassell, Keldon Johnson. Is Trey Jones going to be the starting point guard? I don't really know if there's anybody in the open market, young point guard wise, that they could go after. One if they were a sneaky Brunson team, but no, that's obviously not happening. But yeah, this is really interesting because Murray's 25. I mean, what, Keldon Johnson, Vassell, they're around 21, 22. Yeah, Shohan's a little bit older, coming out of the draft. What is he, 2021? Wesley, Branham aren't super raw prospects. I don't really get this. Maybe they go out and they are in a DeAndre Ayton sign and trade. But then again, they really must have wanted cap flexibility long term because they could have probably easily have done Ayton for Murray straight up. Ayton, actually probably, they could have gotten Ayton, given up Murray, and probably have gotten 1 or 2 first-round picks back from the Suns also. Now, you're getting to the whole Murray, Paul, Booker. Probably doesn't work out, right? They want it big. But yeah, they must be looking long-term. Is this a tank job? This could be Pop's final year. Is he going to immediately announce, or soon inevitably announce his retirement? Are they trying to tank for Wembanyama? We all know how that works with tanking in this league. The Warriors tanked in 2020. They ended up with number 2. The Knicks ended up tanking in 2019 for Zion. Ended up with number 3. So yeah, tanking will not get you a guaranteed number 1 overall pick. I'm sure with this core they have now, they would love Victor Wembanyama. Maybe they really love Scooter Henderson. They know they're going to be one of the worst teams. They love Scooter Henderson and Nick Smith. So they're like, all right, we get a top 5 pick. We're at least getting one of the 2 or 3 great guys there. Or they maybe view 5 All-Stars in the top 5 with those 3 players I just mentioned. Dariq Whitehead. Maybe there's Khalil Wares in there. Maybe Keontae George, Amari Bailey are also studs that they think could happen. I don't know. Maybe they think this 2023 class is absolutely loaded, and let's be as bad as possible. Let's maybe get another Hornets pick in this draft. Possibly. Do they think that they could sign somebody in the following years? I don't think so. Do they think that Nikola Jokic wants to come to San Antonio? I don't think so. So I'm not really sure what their long-term play is. I assume they're going to be bad. They're going to give maybe, like, they want to see what Vassell and Keldon Johnson can do this year. I'm assuming. They want to see if one of these guys could be one of, like, I don't know, one of the building blocks, like, because they obviously are, but, like, can one of them score 20 plus per game and play an elite defense while shooting good, like, from the field? Can one of them set up their other rookie players and be a mentor in the locker room or a locker room leader? I don't know. That's probably where the Spurs are heading with this, and they're going to play it out this year, keep their first round pick. We'll see if they bring back Jakob Poeltl. We'll see if they do a sign and trade with Jakob Poeltl. We'll see if they make a DeAndre Ayton trade. That was my free agency prediction. Given that they maybe want to tank, I don't know if they're going after DeAndre Ayton now after all of this. Because it seems like they are taking multiple steps back and really no steps forward. And yeah, that is pretty much the new guard there in Atlanta, Dejounte Murray and Trae Young. Very excited about those 2. I am. And I think this is going to be very tough. Once again, last year was tough making my Eastern Conference predictions because you have, I mean, Atlanta's still going to be in that conversation. You obviously have Boston, Milwaukee, Brooklyn still, got to put them up there, Miami, Philly. Is that the top 6? Does maybe Toronto drop off a little bit? Is Toronto going to make a play for DeAndre Ayton? Are the Knicks going to be any good? Are, like, the Bulls going to stay in the top 6? They're a team that I also didn't mention. So, yeah, it's going to be a very competitive Eastern Conference once again, and the Hawks don't want to be one of those odd teams out. Also got to mention Cleveland. Got to give them the respect they deserve. Beal opted out today. Don't know if he's re-signing. Probably will, but not 100%. But yeah, that is just my reaction to the trade. Like I said, my Dejounte Murray Hawks rebuild will be out tomorrow. Very excited for my next Spurs rebuild. It'll probably be like a 10-year, John, because I'm very excited of what they're doing now. This trade is just like an exciting new path that doesn't involve Dejounte Murray, which if I was going to make a 10-year rebuild, I was obviously going to build around Dejounte Murray, so this will be a little bit different. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the trade down below. It's an immediate A for me from the Hawks. It's probably like a B- for the Spurs. Really got to figure out what they're doing and what their direction is, but I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction and the analysis, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.